Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Entab CampusCare EdTalks, an exclusive platform where we invite pioneers from the education industry to share their years of experience and insights with us. So, now let me quickly introduce Entab to you. With an experience of more than 2 decades, Entab has been associated with over 1,500 schools across India, evolving them to become new age digital campuses by providing them mature and futuristic ERP, CRM, and mobile apps. So, in today's session, we'll discuss about the need for personalized education in schools. We'll discuss how can schools cater different needs of different students for their holistic growth. We'll also learn the multidisciplinary education proposed in the NEP, that is the new education policy. So now let me quickly introducing our panelists today. Our first panelist is Mr. Dr. S.C. Biala Sir, the principal of Cambrian Hall, Dehradun, Cantt in Uttarakhand. For his contribution to the field of education, Sir has recently received the Lifetime Achievement Award from Dr. Ashok Ganguly, the ex-chairman of CBSE. Sir has also been a TEDx speaker at HBTU Kanpur in 2019. We are very, very, very much honored to have you, sir. Welcome to Campus Care
Thank you.
EdTalks.
Thank you.
Next, we have with us Miss S. Sujatha, ma'am, the principal of Sen Academy in Chennai. Ma'am believes in holistic learning that endorses child-centric pedagogy beyond books. Ma'am has served as a panelist for ET at Zurich Indo-Swiss Joint Stakeholder Workshop on the role of children in disaster recovery in Chennai. Welcome to Campus Care EdTalks, ma'am.
Thank you.
Last but not the least, we have with us Dr. K. Sujatha, ma'am, the principal of Sri Sushwani Matha Jain Vidyalaya Senior Secondary School, Chennai in Tamil Nadu. For her contribution to the field of education, ma'am has been honored with British Council International School Award in 2019, Acharya Hasti Karuna Best School Award, and many more. Ma'am aims at developing and maintaining effective relationship with students, teachers, and parents. Welcome to Campus Care EdTalks, ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
So, without any further ado, let's start with our webinar. I will start with Sir. So, we all know that every individual has different needs, pace, and capability to grasp any concept that we talk about. So, do you think that personalized education in schools is need for an hour?
First of all, good afternoon, everybody, every individual whoever has joined this webinar. See, about education, different scholars have mentioned in a different way. I personally feel education, first part is, if we are learning about ourselves even, what is good or what is bad, we analyze what to accept and what to reject. And finally, if we are becoming a good human being, then I personally feel the real learning of education is possible, otherwise may not be. But one thing is very clear, I convey my students, even parents, even teachers, even. Every individual is talented. He or she has tremendous potentials. And the role of teachers, we actually just explore these talents and then expose these talents in a different way. Every student has some pluses, some minuses. Being in a residential school as a teacher for almost 27 years, I had spent my teaching as a teacher, as head of the department, and as housemaster. 27 years in Doon School and Sindhya School. So, and this word, when we say personalized education, it's not new to me. It's definitely not new to me, because all through my career, I have been pursuing this with the students all through. These schools are giving personalized education right from the beginning. And moreover, when you talk about in India, we had Gurukul Parampara, whether it's Takshila or Nalanda, whether Lord Rama is there, Lord Krishna there, or Pandavas there, every individual was a part of the Gurukul and having education, personal education they had. And in the best residential schools of the country, if you see, they are providing this education right from the beginning. Not only the best residential schools, you see the military schools there, the Sainik schools there, even the RIMC, all are giving quality education and this kind of education to the children right from the beginning. And I'll just tell you what exactly is the concept these schools are following. And this is possible only in the residential schools or in those schools, if they are very well off, parents can pay any damn amount, and the school can extend their hours as day boarders to the students. Then they can conduct good number of activities which can develop them in the best possible way. No, I'll just tell you, in Doon school and even in senior school, we used to have different kind of activities. Of course, one is spare time activity, STA we say. One we say SUPWs, socially useful productive work. For the seniors, for the juniors, all are there. Even the junior most child is learning photography even, participating in the social work also. Whether it's the videos in the squad, they are participating in it. Whether it's the road maintenance squad, the children are participating, juniors, seniors, every individual participating. And not only that, they even participated on the mountains, even they have been moving with the children. And teacher, especially of a residential school, he or she is involved 24 hours with the children. Of course, some part they are involved in the classroom, and they might be competing on the sports field, they might be participating on the activities, and even later might be on the mountains. So it's a very different kind of bonding, very different kind of association they develop. And that's the personal attachment there. I still remember, and especially these activities in a different way. If you see, all this is becoming part of the MEP 2020. When they are mentioning about multidimensional or all those areas, it's part of basically all these schools. And even if you remember, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi had started Navodayas. The concept behind Navodayas was also the similar. It's the personalized education. But Navodayas couldn't function that well. The reason behind the bureaucracy, the government officials involved behind. And the moment you bring government in front, so things go haywire, and they may not be justifying the way they have to justify. See, what this education conveys, I still remember we used to go on the mountains. I'd led the Doon school expeditions for 16 years, 16 peaks of 20,000 plus we have climbed. And they are different there. Classroom association is different. When you are on the playfield or on the mountain, they are different. You are making them aware of not only the environment, but the challenges which you face in life. That's the kind of education personal education is providing. I still remember there's an incident which happened almost 11 years back. One of the child who was in class 12th participating in the marathon, and he worked seriously to get first position, and he's about to finish that race. Might be 100 meters away, and just second gentle boy, just little behind. He had a tough time, unable to move. Can you imagine it? The normal boy should have finished the race and then gone to him and the rest of the thing. The boy went back, bring that even slowly along. That kind of empathy or the association you develop through personal education. And another example, which I'll just give, don't school, when in senior school, boys serve food to the children. That's a kind of social service which is developed in them. And all of a sudden in 1986, the fourth strike. All of a sudden, just see 500 students, 670 odd teachers, their wives, because they died there. And can you imagine it? The school carried on its normal functioning. The duties were done, teachers were, wives were involved, and that threat which those fourth class employees had given, this was met successfully, and they had to surrender. In this kind of attitude you develop when you are participating in different kind of activity. All right, and this is possible only through your personalized education. So, education, do you think? As I told you, it has been in our curriculum. It's not that it's not in our curriculum. It is in our curriculum. Gurukuls have worked. Residential schools are functioning. Even the scenic schools, boardings, even your military schools, even the RIMC, all schools are functioning. And it's not a new concept, but because nowadays parents are having some problems, both are working. So now the day schools, some of the day schools have been converted to day boarding schools where all these facilities have been provided and children are going through different kind of activities which are developing them, which basically I think is the concept now the NEP 2020 is bringing forward. So yes, personalized education, it's not all that easy to, because we are a diverse country, different people, rich people even, but the big number of children, they are able to afford education. How do they manage this? This is a question. In UK, if you say, government is funding everything, the organizations are there. Parents have not to pay. They simply pay the tax. In India, we pay tax, we get nothing from the government. Whereas in those countries, the education is available totally free to the children. So this personalized education is extended definitely in the evening hours even. But in India, it's not all that possible. It's difficult. Though through personal education, I personally, yes, the relationship, they are growing in a different way. It's a definitely positive step. But it's available in India from a very, very long time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful words. And moving on to S. Sujatha, ma'am. Ma'am, what are your thoughts? Uh, I think, okay. Ma'am got disconnected. Dr. Sujatha, ma'am, how about you?
Yes. Yeah, fine. Thank you. Actually, this personalized learning is a vast word, actually speaking. Yeah, it's a personalized learning or a teaching. It's as Sir told, it's a Gurukul system and other stuff, all whatever our Indian education has come. So everything is got a physical contact with the student, like one to one or one to many, like that. But if you take in scenario like early 2000 and all, those days people used to have one center where the teachers or many educators will take classes, online classes. It has come in that period. Online classes centers will be there, and any place they were accessing and they were tutoring to the students at whichever the time of the world countries, however it is. Now, the scenario has changed. This personalized instruction, even one-to-one ritual also is there. But however, nothing like when you see the student, you know the grasping level of the child, and the child intellect, and how, as a teacher and the student, the relationship, how good their grasping level, how whatever that imparting knowledge and skills, everything we can see in person. That is most important in personalized instruction or personalized teaching than virtual learning. So the personalized learning through in person or virtual learning. It has a vast, uh, very deep of this webinar. I just saw your topic itself, personalized learning. It's really, really amazing. And at this situation, at this scenario, it is not possible, but teachers and students are starving to see each other and to make them understand. Even we are facing a lot of things, though we are seeing in person, online tutoring, online coaching, online teaching, however it is, we do not know. Even in the class, teachers of those who are after ninth standard onwards, they will off the video. We do not know what they are doing, and the parents also saying that they are all the time in the video. We do not know what they are learning. So this is the situation in virtual learning, personalized even one to one. For me, I'll take this uh, thing to advise in person. So intellectual, emotional intelligence is more effective in person with the students and teachers. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And moving to S. Sujatha, ma'am, your internet got disconnected, I guess.
Yeah.
Ma'am, as we are,
Yeah.
ma'am, what are your thoughts?
Regarding the personalized education, good afternoon to everybody. Sorry for the interruption. Personalized education is nothing. It's a child-centric education. Thank you for introducing myself as a holistic approach educator with a child-centric. It's nothing new to us. It's a part of our curriculum what we have designed. Because SAR has wonderfully told about what is education, what it is brought from our tradition and heritage, how it is important to different level of the children, to Navodaya schools and all those stuff. Here I would like to highlight the purpose of education. See, the purpose of education to make the students master their knowledge gained through learning, which can be applied in their day-to-day life. So for this, the role of the facilitator, it is very, very important for their academic success. So because it determines the learning needs, interest, and aspiration of individual students, and it provides a learning experience. So teachers, if they find or identify the quality of each and every child, I mean the small assessment, it is done with the student as individual assessment to identify the quality and uniqueness of each and every student. That makes a difference in the class, definitely. So personalized education is the need of an hour. It can bring up a lot of changes in the life of the students. So what I wish to convey here, or to make it a point, personalized education that creates a happy environment. If we work hard with happiness inside the class and forum, definitely that makes remarkable changes in the child. Thank you.
Definitely, ma'am. And ma'am, as we are moving forward, S. Sujata, ma'am, do you agree that personalized education can fulfill the purpose of education for every individual? It's about grasping
Definitely,
knowledge.
definitely. Because we have to, that's what I insisted, that we have to do the students' assessment. Each child has unique potentiality, and the skill and understanding level, it varies from student to student. That's what all the schools in CBSE, they insist inclusion in education. Because inclusion means identifying and catering to the need of each and every child. We have to design our curriculum. See, in the curriculum, not only the academics, all the extracurricular activities, the scholastic activities, if it is added, definitely we can find the individual potentiality of the student that can be enlightened in their their life.
And moving on to sir, what are your thoughts on this?
On the children fulfilling purposes, you
Yes,
say?
sir. Yes, sir.
See, definitely personalized education when the teachers are attached or the students are attached to one by one. So their rapport is different. They develop in a different way. And at every step they learn. And it's a learning process in a different way. Though there is no age for learning, but definitely because child has to grow still. Though teacher has grown to a certain limit, still he has to grow. As you have seen under this pandemic, when teachers have taken a different step, they have also grown. But yes, child, because he is growing, he has long life to live in, and he has to prove himself. That's why I think he has there's everything to be developed through this personal, and their behavior even at times change. And we do observe them. Definitely, we have observed because now when I find my ex students who passed out in '78, now you just see, and when they come with their children, so they are totally different, and whatsoever they have gathered in that interaction, so it's amazing. I think it's an amazing concept. It's not that it's not. It's definitely, but it's difficult to.
Definitely, sir. Dr. Sujatha, ma'am, would you like to add something to it?
Yes, as Sujatha ma'am told that we have to identify their unique skills and excel it. That's what that every individual has their own special in them. So we have to excel them and imparting knowledge and excelling skills also. It is only by the teacher. That's what I say.
Uh, so,
And a school is not the just question and answer type. It is for holistic development and a lot more. The curriculum as framed like this is for entire development of the child, as Prime Minister said that what all in NEP 2020 they have inculcated that a lot of things are coming inside, and integrated learning and sports development, so many ideas and lot more we are going to execute in future. So definitely, school is not for paper, a question and answer type. Thank you.
and Dr. Sujatha, ma'am, if we have a feature as well called multidisciplinary in of education is also introduced in the NEP policy 2020. So,
Yes,
which
ma'am.
gives the freedom to students to choose subjects according to their own interest. So, ma'am, do you
Exactly.
think that this can be applied to Indian schools?
Definitely, ma'am. It is like ultimate motive on this is a lot more abroad students. Those who are foreigners also can take here and they can come here and they can do lot more. And as such, there are even other traditional languages and traditional yoga and meditation and so many things. It is spreading wide, all over world, and now everyone is pointing and sharpened, having curious towards India. So definitely this NEP 2020 is going to make a big success. And also it is a student's freedom to learn what language they want to learn, like that what they want to excel. As such, in CBSE also, it is only our convenience. We are having that like a max biology group and max computer science group. It's like that. But as CBSE, never say even the person could take an account that can even study biology. It's all there independent. But only we are constraining like a group wise because their higher education based on what they have studied. That in general, they can go ahead whatever they want to study. It is there already, but we are going to implement in different way, maybe a new thing, and some more things. We are inviting abroad people to study in India. That's what. Thank you.
Absolutely, ma'am. And moving to S. Sujatha, ma'am, do you think this will work in our Indian schools?
Definitely. It's
Ma'am,
not a new thing,
sorry,
I
ma'am.
believe.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
your voice is very low. Can you increase the volume?
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes, yes, yes.
Can you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
actually, it's not a new thing, I believe, because it is in our age-old traditions. If you see the kings, they are the rulers, they are the administrators, they are the conquerors, and they have given more importance to religion, culture, heritage. So they are the multitasking people in everyone. And we can take the evident example of our missile man, Dr. Abdul Kalam. He was an educator, scientist, and of course, he served as the first citizen of India too. So, the multidisciplinary is nothing. Incorporating, taking multi-subjects, or when we do teaching, there we can incorporate a different subject into it. Definitely, it makes a difference in all the children. Because, when we go for any job career, there they don't ask in which subject you excelled. Definitely they will ask us what skill you acquired. That matters a lot. If the child is exposed to take multi subjects in their education system, definitely that would give them the flexible career option. Because the skill set is good. It improves their critical thinking, so they compare and contrast the subjects what they have chosen and what they have acquired. And self-management, it's a wonderful thing, knowing about ourselves and analyzing ourselves, what is our strength, what is my weakness. This is the SWOT analysis that can be done by choosing the combination of subjects. And analyze and problem solving. Of course, if they take the different range of academics or subject knowledge to identify the solution for the practical problem, what they faced in their work culture or in their day-to-day life too. So communication and literacy, communication skill is more important than anything else, I believe, because, we may have lot of thoughts, inputs, everything. We are good in communication, then only our thoughts and process will reach the other person to implement that. So communication and literacy, it's a multi-subject which encounters the range of different assessments as well. So application of information technology, using technology across and the information in range of ways, and flexibility, of course, they are able to add it to any subject, and they consolidate the learning, what they have learned in different subjects, and how they are going to apply in the personalized or perspectives. That's very important. So multidisciplinary education is the need of an hour, I would say, because combination of subjects. So it's the child may be good in science subject or have interest towards economy, because education is not to earn money, but at the same time, money is also an important factor. So if they choose a profession or job by learning science and doing application in their day-to-day life, they should know how to save money. That comes when they learn economics. The life skills, that's more important. That's why we are imposing soft skills, that's also incorporated. So in schools, usually everyone is expecting all the children to apply what they have learned in the school. That is very, very important, what they learn and what they exhibit. See, if they really experience what they learn in the school, and that only that can be exhibited in their day-to-day life. So if a child is exposed to multidisciplinary subject, definitely the child confidence level becomes so greater, and that will elevate the student to the higher position. Thank you.
Absolutely, ma'am. And moving to sir, what's your take on this?
See, Bhatt in Kadambari had mentioned about arts, different arts. The soft skills, even they have mentioned, different subjects, even they have mentioned. And what Personally, I have seen myself in these schools, especially in a residential school. The children had sciences and music also already.
Right.
But see, I left Moon School in 2001. Okay, and from before that, this all happened before that, and they were just very successful as musicians even. All right. Now, and even a good number of students, as I told you, do different kind of activities, whether it's the debating or the dramatics, they do. And even I told you, the climbing even they used to do. And a good number of students, through that climbing experience which they had with the teachers, they have started adventure companies. And a good number of students who have done very well in the writing field. Even they are very established writers from, you can understand. So it's a definitely new areas for this new policy, but definitely a good number of schools they used to develop and the students used to develop, and they have found a wonderful place. There's a wonderful policy coming up, but how to implement, that's something it might be little bit. But we have seen children growing through it and finding a place in society. And that way, I think this NEP 2020 is a wonderful document.
Wonderful, sir. So, sir and ma'am, before closing the webinar, sir, I'll start with you. We know that the student-teacher ratio in India is very much sufficient to give personalized attention to every student. So, in this scenario, do you think that technology like artificial intelligence tutors can assist the teachers?
If you have analysis of the present situation, all of a sudden we were thrown into a tough situation.
Right.
And things were looking very tough how to manage now. But you will agree with me, the teachers managed it, and they managed well. It's not that they see teacher. If you see the concept of teacher, what exactly is teacher? Even Kabir had mentioned about teacher. Good many scholars have mentioned about the teacher. Teacher is for the student. And whether he had the toughest time, he develops himself even. Today, they are developing, of course, through the technology they have developed. And they have come through the expectations of the students and they have gained it. But only important part is sometimes which is very painful even. If you compare the teacher, whatsoever teacher is getting today, and he or she has spent his whole life, his or her life, on educating himself. And then that's what people say, transforming the young youth people. And the noble profession, all those words they provide to us. But at the same time, when you compare with the MBA, who starts from 40,000 or 50,000, that's the average. And if you have analysis of the teacher, what is the average of a teacher? It's basically 15,000, might be 20,000, might be 25,000, not more than this. So somewhere I think that it's the role of the society as well the country to see that best talent is attracted towards the profession. Today, if you ask the teacher himself, you ask me, my children are not with the teaching now. You ask anybody, are you ready to come as a teacher? They say, no, sir, why? This is the last profession day. Till the time we don't get the best available, because teacher is transforming the individuals, transforming the society. And I think somewhere best teachers have to be encouraged. And then, of course, everybody is going. It's not that only student is going or teachers are also going. And schools has the responsibility to find some budget for it, to develop teacher. Because if teacher is developed, first part, attract good teachers. Do something. This country should do something with that. Attract good teachers, find some budget for the teachers so that they develop. If they will develop anywhere, it's going to reflect on the student. So develop them Give them the best practices, and then you will find, yes, the student is also different. And today, if you ask me, teacher is also not the same. Student is also not the same. So, if we are not bringing the decorum with the teacher, which used to be for him before, things are very, very tough. Yes, but I must commend, teachers have lived to the reputation which is there for a teacher, in spite of the fact we had the toughest most time. It's possible, but it's not easy. All right, thank you.
Wonderfully said, sir. It is possible, but obviously it's not easy. And moving to S. Sujatha, ma'am, what are your thoughts?
Yes. If you ask this question 1 year, back, I would be in dilemma to say either is it required or not. No, it's in this current scenario, it's the order of the day. And in the class, earlier it was a group, then teacher, now facilitator, and each facilitator is feeling that the 40 minutes, either 40 minutes or 30 minutes of class, they want to engage the children in the way what they want. Yeah. So it's a mutual happiness which is imparted by the teacher as well as what the child gets from the teacher. When we wish to have the mutual benefit, we have to incorporate artificial intelligence also here because technology driven day. So teacher has to look into that. Of course, in each and every teaching aid is a very, very wonderful aid. Through that, the teacher can make it and to grab the attention of the teachers. So definitely, this in this digital world, digitalism is very, very important to make the class, creating that happy learning space inside the classroom. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And moving to Dr. Sujatha, ma'am, what are your thoughts?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Change is the only constant. So, as she told, it's 1 year back, the scenario is entirely different. Even the parents and teachers, you're not supposed to have phones and do this. You're not spent like that. That now we have changed. Drastic change, which even we are not interested in changing digitalized education is 1 year back. But pandemic made lot more difference in it is a world level. It is a traditional following country or the Western countries, whatever may be. But we have to accept the scenario. And however, technology cannot replace the teacher.
Cannot replace teacher, yes.
They cannot replace the teacher.
Right.
Yes.
However it is, we can manage the scenario that one-to-one interaction in person, I appreciated, that is only the best, but we have to accept the change. As artificial intelligence, that is the future. I understood, but still, teacher cannot replace any technology. That's what I am saying. But we have to accept the change. Thank you.
I would like to just add on with this little bit.
Please,
I would like to add on.
Please,
Teacher is even emotionally attached to the student.
That's exactly.
There may not be that the emotions which are of students and the teacher, they are so attached to.
Emotional intelligence part. We cannot get any other.
You cannot get from the technology.
Yeah. For example, I would like to add one more thing here. Like any other calculators, computers, or typing machines, all those things we are having that assist to us like that. Even in future, artificial intelligence also one of the gadgets that we are going to use for our work. But even that is manufactured or by human brain only.
Yeah, right? Definitely. I do agree. The human brain that only made a supercomputer.
Yes.
At the same time, teacher can create emotional bonding and social connect and individual attention, everything. But technology is the order of the day. So the teacher has to learn everything and adapt to
Teacher
it.
has to
Then
improve,
only
yes.
she would be
One
the
more
good teacher to cater to the need of the current children. That's
One more thing, we all forgot that psychology of the student.
Yes.
Just leave the student. Think about ourselves. If we are not seeing people around us day to day, we become mad, isn't it or not? So we have to connect with the people. So that is only possible when they come physically to the school or when we meet, socially connect with the people. Then only it will be completeness will be there. Thank you for the opportunity.
It's the teacher's duty to groom the children in such a way to adapt to any situation. That's the
But
role of
we all, we all really adapted. Hats off to the teacher community that the space, the very less time they have adopted to the technology. Because many teachers, especially for the senior teachers, they know only how to operate, send the message and call and do anything. They don't even know how to make conference calls.
Yeah.
Now, this has made a lot of change among teachers' fraternity. Thank you.
And one must not forget
Yeah.
that the word uses acharya,
Yeah.
which means आचरण सिखाने वाला, conduct सिखाने वाला.
Yeah.
And that's something unique with the teacher.
Yes, yes, sir.
Absolutely, sir. And ma'am, I agree with the fact that you all have mentioned. And obviously, we cannot replace the teachers. I don't think so ever in life.
Yeah, let's not think it. Yeah, we should improve his
Yes.
function. Agreed.
Yes.
We should improve every part of his even status.
Yes. Now
Absolutely,
the
sir.
teachers are elevated as a front warriors, right? Frontline warriors.
They are rather more than that. It's not.
But more than that, so the responsibility lies in the hands of the teachers or more. So what I wish to insist is teachers, they have to elevate themselves. They need to learn everything what it is required for this. So adaptive technology is good for everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Just if you say, Hina, shall I add little more?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, whatever experience we could gather for this personalized education, the tutorial system used to be a wonderful. Normally, for one class, you need 1.5 teacher. Roughly 30 to 40 children, 30 to 35 children in one class. In good schools, of course, it's not that. That too, very, very less. So, which means roughly, if you assign around 20 students to one teacher, him or her the tutor, assign him and give that responsibility. That kind of responsibility has been given in good schools, and the results are just wonderful.
Yeah,
That's the key part of personalized learning. You will agree with me, ma'am.
student ratio.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And that's the end of our webinar. Thank you so much, sir and ma'am,
you.
Sujatha ma'am, Dr. Sujatha ma'am, for
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
for a
Thank you so much
wonderful,
Thank you.
wonderful
for getting
session.
this,
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you
Yeah.
for
Thank
giving
you,
us.
sir.
Thank you
Thank you,
to
sir.
meet each other. We will
Thank you, sir.
respond, and from Dehradun, you are most welcome anytime. We are right in the Bay Himalayas. You
Sure,
are most
sir.
welcome. Anyone most welcome.
Thank you so
Sure,
much.
sure, sir. You also come to Chennai, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank you, Sujatha.
everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank